Hello Twitchland. Hopefully we are actually showing up live because, well, Twitch just sent me a text to let me know I was live, so I guess we are. Welcome back to Kobold Kindergarten. We haven't been here in a month because I felt like duty the last time. When last we left our band of intrepid adventurers, Punchy the Tall Folk was off on a retreat with the Order of the Halfling Fist. Hey, Baklagor! And everyone else had found their way to a little potion shop where they had met the shopkeeper, Amber Rose, and her pet owlbear, Mr. Howl, who helps her in everything. And our guest Mizuka has decided, since Amber Rose had to go collect polar bear eyelashes for use in some of her potions, Mizuka is staying behind to help her with that. Which basically means that Mizuka, played by Fresh Sans 090, actually has school tomorrow and isn't allowed to stay up that late. Oh, for some reason, if I have the XSplit window up, I keep forgetting that. I was looking at XSplit and I was just talking and probably you didn't hear any of that.
Nope, sorry.
I don't know why, if I have the XSplit window up and I'm using push to talk or even no push to talk, for some reason it doesn't come through. I can have any other window open and it works. Anyway, when last we left our band of intrepid adventurers, yes, a wild Thulgrin appears just in the nick of time. They had been at a potion shop, a magical potion shop, run by the adorable little gnome, Amber Rose, played by Dutiful Murdoch, and her pet owlbear, Mr. Howl. And they also had been joined by a Tabaxi sorcerer named Mizuka. Since Mizuka is played by Fresh Sans 090, who is 10 years old and cannot stay up this late on a Wednesday night, Mizuka is going to accompany Amber Rose off on a journey to get polar bear eyelashes for use in potions. And just want to make sure everyone knows no polar bears are harmed. Their faces get itchy, they rub them on rough tree bark, the loose eyelashes come out, and that's how they get them. So, just wanted to make that clear. Punchy the Tall Folk is back from his sojourn retreat with the Order of the Halfling Fist.
Yeah.
Yay! And if you guys would like to go around, introduce yourselves, tell us who you really are, and your character name. And at this point, I am trusting you all to not be watching the stream, so I'm going to put a map up.
What if we don't want to?
If you don't want to, I will just make something up for you, which you probably don't want. Hello, Tyler.
All right. I'm going to start. My name is Jerry Snook, Cordovan, if you know me from Didio or Locho. I am playing Punchy the Tall Folk, a level 3 monk from the Order of the Halfling Fist. He is exceedingly average in all except for his bravado and his willingness to sort of push forward regardless. Punchy the Tall Folk is a monk that likes to punch things.
He's also good at meditating. He's also good at meditating in the buff.
And that's true. He does tend to meditate naked. It's something his fellow adventurers generally move their campsite slightly away to deal with, or whatever. You know, I mean, you can do whatever you want. He's not a.
It also scares the kobolds.
All right, so he might be part nudist, but that's just one of the tenets of the Order of the Halfling Fist. I don't know where it comes.
A convenient excuse.
I hope I'm
Next.
deleting the right token here. Yes, okay. Lord Silverhand says.
The torch to Bonnie View.
Oh,
hello,
we actually have
View.
we actually have typing going on here. Lord Silverhand says, "I am Lord Silverhand, playing Cadymus, the Foxling fighter, who's hoping the stabbing rolls from Sunless Citadel continue to do well, since stabbitystabbity is his signature move." And of course, nice. He's got his pet sheepdog Nectarine, who Nectarine has kind of gone mostly unmentioned, so we need to work him in here once in a while. Or her. I don't know if Nectarine, is it a he, a she, or a they? Him. Okay.
Nectarine is what?
A sheepdog.
Who's just kind of hanging out with Cadymus?
Yeah, he's kind of like Lulu, only he's a little bit more hangy outy and a little less talky.
All right. Sorry, I was just trying to fill a dead space by passing the torch to the next person in line. How about you?
I might be the next person in line. I don't know.
Sounds
I'm
good.
Bonnie Bew, and I'm playing Lotte Laserstein, a wild mage gnome sorcerer, and she has her best friend companion, a cockroach, Lulu, and she's a bit of a weirdo. Lulu's not, but Lotte is.
You know, I was just thinking that a cockroach would ride fairly nicely on a sheepdog if the sheepdog were amenable to it.
I think the cockroach right now is riding in Bori's beard.
That's where we left her.
Yep.
So on that note, maybe Bori should introduce next.
Alright, I am Thulgrin, and I am playing Bori the Cleric, who is a servant of the Demon Lord Porcus, but he's actually a pretty chill dude once you get over the whole Demon Lord bit.
Okay.
Hugo!
Hugo. Braised pork. Hashtag braised porcus.
I should have copyrighted that thing.
You should have.
Greetings, programs. Comic Relief coming at you from inside whatever viewing device you happen to be watching. I am playing Hugo Kilroy, the Bard. So for that, I think that's pretty much everybody, isn't it?
That is pretty much everybody. Yes.
I love how that's just the complete description. I'm the Bard. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Does Kilroy leave messages in the taverns from during his travels?
Let's
Hugo
say
was
Kilroy
here.
was here. Hugo was here.
I shall neither confirm nor deny.
Okay, so when we last left you, I'm going to assume now you have come out of the potion shop. You're like kind of in this woods. I'm just using some maps that I already had because maps can. Yeah, it's bad enough trying to get all the art done, let alone maps. So, what I want you to do is make your way around this little lake here to the south of you to that big log lying there. I'm going to call that the entrance to where you're going next.
Oh, so we have to approach the log. Are we using standard speed?
Yeah. Except I want you to go the long way around. Let's assume this way is blocked. Because I'm mean. And also because all the encounters are set up the other way.
So let's go. Oh, okay, I get you.
Hugo seems to have discovered
A strange smell.
No, that's you. And actually, one of you is on one of them. Oh, suddenly, you see wolves. Roll for initiative. Let's get this party started.
Right into it. Yeah.
All right, I am having an evening of mediocrity from the get-go.
Hey.
Bori.
I was gonna say, I mean, if you want to talk about bad rolls, I mean, Bori's kind of leaving that, and I need to move. One of you is actually standing on top of another wolf.
Just walking along, tickling the cockroach in his beard. Walk into a wolf.
As you do.
Right, just
So yeah,
Thursday.
you see 3 wolves. And Cadymus, you are up first. Stabbity!
Well,
Cadymus.
he did.
Cadymus makes a wild stab at wolf number 2. But apparently the dice have changed since Sunless Citadel the other night, and his wild stab stabs nothing but air.
Oh, well, to stabbity.
However, his second stabbity is a solid hit on wolf number 2.
A solid stabbity.
Oh, the Nectarine effect, yes. And he does a fair amount of damage. And I can't remember what everybody's bonus actions are. I probably should have done that too. So, was that it for your turn, or do you have more? Okay, Lotte.
I shall go with the old standby.
Burn it with fire!
And you burn it with fire.
Lotte the Burninator.
The Burninator. That is a hit on wolf number 3.
Burn so hard.
Have you not heard of Trogdor the Burninator? I shall have to link it.
Oh.
I was just about to say, Lotte! But
and that is
you already
wolf
got it.
number 2, wolf number 3 rather, takes a big hit. Lotte, do you have anything else in your arsenal?
I shall not do anything else at this juncture.
Hugo.
One moment, please. Yeah, deleted links. Bummer. Oh well. Okay. I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on wolf number 1.
And what are you going to say to wolf number 1?
Ooh, you're going to make an excellent belt.
Go for it. And the wolf hears this and pictures himself as a belt and puts his ears back and goes, roll for damage. And that does a bit of damage to wolf number 1.
And he has a disadvantage on his next attack.
Excellent. That's wolf number 1. Cool. Because for some reason it's not showing up here. Punchy.
Okay, Punchy the Tall Folk definitely knows how to hit some wolves, so I'm going to do a flurry of blows on wolf. So I'm going to take a regular action first.
Punchy swings his fists wildly around and accomplishes absolutely nothing.
Right, now we got 2 more.
Although his hands do feel rather well ventilated now.
No.
Punchy waves his arms around and the wolf... This is it, wolf number 2. I am actually going to take a point of damage off wolf number 2. He hurt himself when he fell over laughing at you.
Alright, so, you know, my technique needs a little...
It's been a while and you haven't warmed up yet.
That's what it is. You're still a little rusty from being off on retreat with the Order of the Halfling Fist. Bori!
Alright, here we go. We're just gonna take the warhammer here and go smack. No,
or not.
Wow.
Oh, you know, I'm tempted on a 1 to have you swing the warhammer so hard you hit yourself in the head. I'm going to be nice, and yeah, you smack the air. Also, I Punchy ate some of Satan's cooking. That would definitely do it. Does Bori have any other actions?
Have we rolled anything other than Cadymus had 1 roll above 5. Okay.
Oh, all 3 wolves are wounded. But yeah, you
got something.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, you're not rolling quite as bad as in Sunless Citadel the other night, but you're not rolling great either.
Not in the slightest, no. Yeah, no, that's all I got.
Okay, would Lotte like to say anything? Or would Lulu like to
Lottie,
say anything?
Lulu
It's her turn.
she's chilling. She's not really doing anything. She's just a passenger.
So she's just hanging out on Bori's beard and ducking his wild warhammers. Wolf number 1 is slightly injured. I can't remember who attacked wolf number 1. That would have been Hugo.
Yes, that would have been.
Wolf number 1. So wolf number 1 is going to move up here. And he's going to attempt to bite Hugo. And he rolls better than you guys are. Wow.
Bad dog.
Ha! He actually does a fair amount of damage. And he does 6 points of damage to Hugo. Wolf number 2 eyes up Punchy. It's like, he looks juicy. That is a hit.
Ouch.
I don't know. He might have gone with bite size, but
Yeah, bite size. And he takes a 5-point bite out of Punchy.
Ow.
Wolf number 3. Oh, okay, to see. Which one is wolf number 3? Wolf number 3 is looking at Bori, thinking, oh boy, I cannot say that he looks at Bori and sees a big juicy bone. I can't say that, can I?
I didn't catch that.
I probably shouldn't say that wolf number 3 looks at Bori and sees a big juicy bone.
Hey!
Oh man, it's gonna be one of those kind of games.
Yeah, just picks the eternal pitcher up and pours the gravy over his head like it's a Calgon commercial. Shaking the head back and forth.
Wolf number 3's eyes light up at the thought of chomping on Bori, but he gets so excited he chomps right past him and gets nothing but air. Cadymus, you're up. He might slip on Bori's drool because Bori's kind of always drooling. Cadymus attacks wolf number 2, and that is a solid hit. Wolf number 2.
Is that a crit for you?
24, I would say it is.
No, 19.
Oh, I
Or
don't.
is that later on?
Wolf number 2 lets out a pitiful yelp and falls over dead.
you get an extra die for critical, but nothing.
But it's already dead.
Yeah.
No, I know. If I think somebody told me, or I heard, or something that under the actions tab under weapons, if you click on the little hourglass there, or glass there, you can actually change your crit range, so it'll automatically track it.
I will trust you all not to cheat in doing that. I don't even know if that's possible. Yeah, I figured it was automatic too, because so much to
I
learn.
don't see anywhere in the weapon where you can set a crit profile.
No, it's right under the weapon tab. So under actions, under
Yeah,
weapons,
no, I'm looking.
Right,
Yeah, I'm in the weapon tab.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
There's-
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're
Yes.
the actual, not each weapon, but the whole group. Gotcha.
Correct,
Okay.
and that's where the weapon meta is, and you can change your crit
Yeah.
range there. So, right, the default is 20, and you can change it, and then also the extra die.
Undistracted by Bori and Hugo jabbering back and forth, Cadymus takes another swing and connects solidly with wolf number 1. And wolf number 1 lets out a pitiful whimper and falls over dead. However, nope, yep, that's it. We'll just say however for now.
He stole my kill.
Kill steal! Bringing up Lotte.
I'm ready to continue burning. Gonna sick him.
Burn away.
Gonna sick him.
Lotte throws a firebolt towards wolf number 3 and does
Is
it a bit of damage.
It's a tiny fire.
I think Lulu's sitting in Bori's beard going, Hugo!
Alrighty, I'm gonna move up to the wolf and I'm gonna stab him with my rapier.
Stabbity! Hugo runs up to the wolf, waving his dagger? Rapier, jeez, you just said that. And barely misses tripping over his own 2 feet and connects with nothing but air. Swish!
It's a real good thing we don't have crit miss tables.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bori has drooled because, that's what Bori does. And the grass is slippery and, you might need to account for that.
I thought it was the gravy I was bathing in.
Well, maybe that's what's making you. I was gonna say there's gravy, there's gruel, there's drool, there's gravy. The grass is slippery with all things Bori. Some of which are probably best left unmentioned. So, Punchy, you might want to be careful because, as I recall, you run around barefoot.
Yes, but I barely touch the ground.
That's true. Gravy and gruel, yep. And Punchy, it is your turn.
Alright, so I am going to move around and do a fist attack on.
Lost voice on Punchy.
No, I just have it.
Oh, okay. That is a hit.
A hit.
Punchy does not. Oh, and Punchy connects solidly with the wolf. The wolf's head snaps back, and he goes, ow! Oop. However, another wolf appears and looks at you all, growling menacingly. Bori, you're up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to leave my little gravy shower here and come on up to this wolf. And then sit there and go, smack! Flippin' A.
Bori thinks he has left his pool of gravy behind. However, it's, coating his drool and his gravy are coating his boots. It makes it really slippery. And he kind of swings at the wolf, but nearly loses his balance. And the wolf kind of takes a little lick of the gravy and then looks at Bori like, not bad. Lulu is sitting there on Bori's beard, I'm guessing she's just scrambling out of the way so when the wolf licks the gravy, he doesn't also lick her.
Well, I mean, like at his second terrible miss, Lulu just lets out a long, oh no! Kind of like Mr. Bill, but in a tunnel.
Oh no! The wolf has a gravy-covered dwarf in front of him, and this is far too much for his little wolf brain to resist, or his little wolf taste buds, or his big wolf taste buds. He's not that small. He's looking at Bori. Bori looks pretty good. However, the smell of the gravy has completely addled the wolf and driven him berserk, and he's really completely distracted by that, and so he just bites on air. Luckily, missing Lulu in the process. Cadymus. Cadymus. Well, okay, who rigged Cadymus's dice there? Cadymus stabbity's at the wolf. And really, really hits him. So the wolf I mean, he's still kind of like, oh gravy, but he's hurting now. And on Cadymus' second attack, Cadymus gets a little overconfident, stabs a little too out of whack, and might just like trim a couple of the wolf's tail hairs, but doesn't do much else. Gravy-luya, gravy-luya. Lotte, are you going to burn the wolf with fire?
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet that there's going to be some burning and there's going to be some fire. And there may be a wolf.
Oh yeah, Cadymus being a foxling does get distracted by the scent of gravy as well. Lotte throws a firebolt at the wolf and connects.
Ooh. Burn.
And wow, she connects well. The wolf, his fur is singed. He's got smoke coming off of his tail. He's not in great shape. Hugo.
Alright, I'll try another stab.
It's stabbitystabbity night. Hugo stabbity's at the wolf and hits. The wolf takes one last lick off of Bori, 'cause, you know, gravy, and falls over with gravy on his lips and a bit of a smile on his little wolfy face, and dies.
It's a good way to go.
Let me just see something here. I can't remember. I can't remember what you guys had to fight last time. I need to give you XP for that. Also,
I want to say... Well, not orcs, but...
Did you give us XP? We're pretty close to 4.
honestly, it's been a month. I can't remember what you had last time.
Were they goblins?
I feel like we just leveled up to 3, so maybe you did go ahead and give us XP.
Yeah, maybe we did. Anyway, those wolves were worth a total of 200 points, so take 40 points apiece.
Yay! I'm helping!
I'm helping!
You said 40 XP each, right?
Yep. 5 of you. 4 wolves at 50 points is 200. I've got to figure out how to reset the combat tracker too, because it's still saying round 5.
Yeah, I don't actually know how to do that either.
Yeah, there's nothing in the menu for that. Oh well, you'll just, next encounter, assuming there is an encounter. Like, I don't know if there would be, but...
How much wood would a wolf upchuck if a wood could upchuck wolf?
42. Oh, incidentally, our party is on this quest because Bori heard the voice of his god, Porcus, echoing in his head, sending him on a mission. And Porcus's little voice inside Bori's head is what has been guiding them. And Porcus is now telling Bori, continue around. I'm not sure what Porcus sounds like. Bori, would you like to enlighten us so that I can properly do a Porcus voice?
We decided it was basically the Orson Welles from Animaniacs.
I'm going to go around the lake. To the southern end of the lake. find the log there, and you can go through the log to get where you're going.
Okay. Onward.
Don't make Bori think about... also, how are we doing on hit points? Okay, Hugo is down 6 hit points. Punchy is down 5. Don't know if you guys want to do anything about that. I will give you an opportunity for a rest at some point, but I'm not guaranteeing you won't find anything else in the meantime that might want to take more of your hit points away.
Let me
Did
add 'em.
Punchy's hit points increase when he took 3?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it.
I don't
would have
remember
thought
what he
so.
had before.
No, because that sounds about right. 6, 6, and 6, right?
Oh, con of 10?
Yeah, of course. Like I say, I'm average in every way, except I gave myself a 12 in dexterity and an 11 in charisma.
Okay. Let's roll this junk.
He's Punchy the Tall Folk. He doesn't need strength.
Or wisdom, apparently. Well, I don't know. These D&D
Or
monks are probably different than DDO monks. Ah, as you come up, suddenly, you see a pair of ice mephits. Roll initiative, please.
Did you say ice methods?
Ice mephits. You're getting up.
Ooh.
Although the map does not show this, you are getting up into a very cold area here. You know, it didn't. Does that? Yeah, I guess it did. We just seemed to roll an awful lot like we did last time. Come on. I also can't remember what I did the last time to make the mobs roll initiative independently of each other. If you were on the side of a
It's the
road,
setting.
yes.
in the gear section there.
Oh. Auto. Oh. Auto and PC initiative. And just turn it to on instead of group. Okay. Next time, Lulu's not really going to do anything. Just like if you wanted to actually have like Nectarine appear on the map, for the most part, I would not have Nectarine getting a roll. Well, that's true, but I'm not going to make her use a turn for that. So,
Oh,
Cat.
that was the Cadymus.
Yep. And I'm just going to move a couple of you around here. Oh no, I can see the ice mephits. I'm just going to move the ice mephits around a bit here, just so everybody can see them. Okay, Cadymus, you are up. Ooh, signature move time. Cadymus stabbity's at the ice mephit. And at ice mephit number 2, and that is a hit. Why does it say you can't see ice mephit number 2? That's weird. Yeah, you can definitely see him. But yes, that is a hit. Stabbity smack. I have silence. Can anyone hear me? Hello, hello?
Along with some shipping and handling, and get
Oh,
an Atari
okay.
cartridge.
I just had a
Called
little
Chase the
internet.
Truck Wagon.
I just had a little internet drop out there. Apparently, you guys could not hear me. Yes, that is a hit. I just like disconnected and reconnected to Discord. Okay, Ice Muppet number 1 has taken some damage, but still looks for the most part healthy. That is also a hit.
That's a critical.
Now Ice
Why didn't
Muppet
it
number 2
do?
is hurting.
Oh no, that's a natural 14.
Right.
That's not.
Oh, I misread. Yeah, I misread that. Okay.
Yay, I can hear you guys again. Wow, Concrap is being really bad tonight. Hugo, you don't get another attack, do you, Cadymus? Can you move? Can you talk? Hugo!
I'm gonna take a rapier to mephit 1.
Hugo goes stabbity, stabbity, stabbity at Muppet number 1, and the rapier just keeps, like, missing completely because of the fluttery wings.
You know what it is?
Rapier wit, yes.
It's Hugo is trying to use Sir Cadymus's signature move without licensing. That's the problem.
Oh. Well, that could be a problem. Yes. Hugo, got anything else, or shall we move
No,
on to
that's
Lotte?
it.
Okay, Lotte.
Well, for ice
May I
Muppets,
remind you that they are vulnerable to fire?
I know. I'm like, since they're ice Muppets, there's no better time than to set something on fire.
Indeed.
Burn.
Yes, Hugo is welcome to stab, but he can't stabbity stabbity. That is a hit on Ice Muppet number 1, whose eyes look a little panicky at the very sight of the fire. Okay,
Feel the flame.
that is a decent amount of damage on Ice Muppet number 1.
It didn't do the vulnerable.
Yeah, it did. It says damage 10 to Ice Muppet 1, vulnerable, status wounded. Yes, you rolled a 5 and it added another 5, but so you did 10 damage.
Oh, it did?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I don't. It might not appear that way on your screen, but yes, you did 10 damage to him.
Cool.
Well, actually, exactly the opposite of cool. Hot, flame, fire, burn it with fire. Ice Muppet number 1. Is going to get back at Lotte for all that fire. And throw breathe frost breath towards her. That's a fail on a save? Wow, that's a pitiful roll. So Lotte is going to take a bit of cold damage here. Not a lot, but a little. Ice Muppet number 2 is looking at Cadymus thinking, I'm going to attack this guy. I'm going to claw this guy up. Stabbity, stabbity, my frozen butt. That is going to be a hit.
Be careful what you ask for.
And that's a... Cadymus is definitely feeling that one, but he's not in super bad shape. That brings up Punchy.
Yeah! I'm going to take a step forward, and I am going to...
Punt?
Punch.
Oh, punch. Just but atrocious. Punchy punches the Ice Muppet, number 1, and hits him squarely. Or roundly, or I don't know what shape you would hit an Ice Muppet, but he hits him anyway. Punchity, punchity.
Follow up with my second attack.
Yeah, that Ice Muppet is hurting. Oh, that's a hit.
Boom, boom.
Okay, Ice Mephit number 1 definitely felt that one. And Punchy, do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Bori, stop picking your nose. There's fighting to be done.
Well, since you said it that way. There. Bori's going to run up over here to this mephit and take his warhammer and yell, "Miss!"
Okay, first of all, point of
Reverse
psychic
psychology at
damage.
work.
Well, you had to think about psychology, so point of psychic damage to Bori. But that actually is a
Added.
hit. And the mephit, you know what? That takes the mephit down to, yeah, I was going to give you an extra point, but you don't really need it because that was enough for Ice Mephit number 2's wings to fold and collapse. And he dies. Okay, got any...
Silver has a good point.
Oh, that's true. Well, I mean, the fact that he was thinking about it at all, he takes a point of psychic damage. What is Lulu doing besides hanging out, or is Lulu still hanging out in Bori's beard?
No, Lulu has wandered back to Lottie's side, and Lottie got a bit frosty.
And I'm
She's
thinking
just
she also
checking her
wants
out.
to, like tell Lottie all the terrible things she saw in Bori's beard. Well, actually, to a cockroach, they might not be terrible. They might be delicious.
Well, she's talking about how it's basically testimony to the wonder of Porcus.
Indeed, it is. Cadymus. Cadymus goes stabbity, 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 and actually manages to stabbity. Very tiny bit of damage, which still, the Ice Mephit was wounded before. He's definitely, he's got some frozen blood kind of icicle, blood icicles kind of coming out of his wounds. And he's looking a little bit weak. And second attack is also a hit. Can you finish him off? You don't need much. Ah, it's gonna do it. And there you go, 2 Ice Mephits down the hatch.
I feel kind of bad about it. I mean, I barely...
Missed that. You barely what?
got the opportunity to know that Ice Mephit. We could have been friends, mate.
I can pretty much guarantee you they did not want to be friends. Here's the good news. They were worth 100 XP apiece. So you can each take another 40.
Oh, yeah. And I actually did something to earn it this time. If you guys want, before we go on a little bit further, I can toss up a prayer of healing and get us all a little bit.
Oh, sing a song of Porcus.
Sing a
Yeah, that's
song
not
of
a bad
porcus
idea.
baked in a
I wouldn't say no to that.
pork pie.
All right, so here we go. Everyone gets back 14 hit points. So, and there's 6
Wow.
creatures within 30 feet. There's only 5 of us injured. Everyone's back to full.
Woo!
There's a reason that has a casting time of 10 minutes.
Indeed. Okay. You are... The Peter Porcus edition. Keep going around the pond. I can't do that. Hey, thanks, Becklagore. Thanks for being here. You're all hearing something else. Kind of sounds like this. You can sort of hear. Might have heard it a little bit, but it seems to be getting louder. You kind of hear growling. Kind of,
Is
sort of.
that Bori's stomach?
Sorry.
No.
I am Punchy the Tall Folk. Come out and face me. I can defeat you. I'm going to go to the middle of the clearing.
Growling is getting louder. Roll initiative, please, because as you come up to the log, you see a very large, very, very angry polar bear. He is
Ooh,
growling at
this is
you.
going to be good. Yes, yes.
And he does not at all look happy to see you.
Does
Hi
he have
there.
any? Do we have any soda pop?
It took me a minute to get that.
Polar bears like soda pop.
I think you would need a lot more than that. If any of you do have soda pop, I might consider. Yeah, he definitely does not want to give you his eyelashes.
I do not have soda pop, sadly.
Bori, I'm gonna back you up a square. Whoops, that's the polar bear. Just so you're not actually standing on the polar bear, because I guarantee you he would not like that. But Bori, you're up first.
Oh, goody. Do you happen to have a token that looks maybe a little ham-like?
Let me look.
So you're saying you're looking for ham?
LFH. Looking for ham. And this is game related. It is. I promise.
Well, I'm not seeing anything that looks super like a ham. The closest thing I can find is a sheep.
That'll work.
Okay, so you want a sheep token on the board here?
Yep, summon a sheep token on the board right next to him as my bonus action when I drop spiritual weapon. And we will pretend...
Have a sheep that is actually a ham. No, no pig, just a sheep. It does from above. It does kind of look like a white pig, though, doesn't it?
It's not shared for us yet. Oh, that is the sheep. No, that's a rock. Oh, wait, is it?
Nope.
I can't...
No, it's south of the rock.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yep.
Now turn my targeting off. There we go. So our sheep is representing the large, glowing celestial ham that has been called forth from Porcus's power as his spiritual weapon.
Woohoo!
And it's going to do.
Okay, how do I give the polar bear disadvantage? Because he's totally going to be distracted by that.
Well, it's not a save. It's an attack roll. Just like that one.
Oh, critical hit.
Ooh!
That's a good start.
Mm-hmm. And that does I mean, this polar bear...
Hi there, Mr. Polar Bear.
He's got a lot of hit points, but... Yeah,
That's good,
I need to make some
he's
custom
about to get a
tokens.
warhammer in the face, too.
Okay. I'm sure... a pork hammer? Or a war...
A pork hammer!
Pork hammer. Pork hammer
Nope,
to
nope.
the face. Bori swings his war pork hammer. But he is also distracted by the glowing ham, and this causes him to miss.
Yeah, no, it's not a pork hammer, it's a hammer.
Ha! Well, Thulgrin's... You have a tune with the last name Porkhammer, if I'm not mistaken, yes?
No, that's
Oh, no, that's
Bonnie
Beavis.
and
Yeah.
Josh.
That's Beavis Porkhammer, I think. Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else. Punchy. Punchy is
Okay.
vegetarian and will not be distracted by ham.
So I'm going to basically run up to it. And for my first attack, I am going to try to hug it or perhaps grapple its arm. And we will call that a regular fist attack if I hit.
Okay. So we're hugging a bear.
I tried to hug the bear.
And,
And
polar
then-
bears, they have those greasy coats, so to keep them warm and so they can, go in the water without freezing to death, so you kind of just slide off.
And then I'm going to spend my second key point to do a flurry of blows and to do 2 fist attacks.
Yeah, that polar bear is really, really slippery, and
One more.
maybe you are just, or maybe you are so appalled by the thought of all this ham that it's distracting you.
All right, so I keep trying to hit it. I tried to give it a hug, and then I tried to hit it.
The polar bear neither wants to be hugged nor hit, and it shows. Cadymus. That's a hit. Stabbity. That's a fair amount of damage to the polar bear, although he's still got a fair number of hit points left. But I do believe Cadymus gets another attack. Also a hit. Spiritual ham, even, yes. And now the polar bear is starting to look a little worse for wear.
The polar bear is looking worse for wear over there, I swear.
I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Hugo.
Alright. I look at the polar bear and I tell him, we fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
I've eaten the mud crab.
And the polar bear just looks at Hugo and rolls his eyes. Because apparently he's a very wise polar bear who can make a wisdom save. Got anything else, Hugo?
No, that's it.
Oops. We both went to the next at the same time. It is the polar bear's turn. Oh, this is not going to be pretty. He is going to attempt to bite Bori. Because, you run around covered in gravy. Animals are going to want to bite you. And, yeah, he's like, gravy dwarf. This is really good. Oh, and that is a...
Ow.
Yeah, Bori's not feeling so great anymore. Polar bear, one of his traits is keen smell. So, that gravy just is not working here.
He's all up in the
Lotte.
gravy.
The polar bear is not vulnerable to fire. Which doesn't mean fire won't work. But he won't be vulnerable.
So I'm going to go full crazy, and I'm going to cast a Chaos Bolt.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, it's so chaotic that it doesn't hit the polar bear.
Yeah, I think you should all duck. Because that chaos bolt is kind of zooming around, hitting everything but the polar bear. I do think it managed to nick that ham and make it glow a little brighter, though.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is it was a poisonous bolt, so it probably smells bad, and might have done bad things to the ham.
I'm getting this vision of a...
Don't make a sandwich out of that later.
I'm getting a vision of that scene in Men in Black where there's the rubber ball bouncing around and destroying everything except the people.
You
That's
say
perfect.
that, but I think making a sandwich out of this thing is a very real possibility, unless it's actively perfect.
That sounds like something Satan would say. Lulu, what do you have to say about all this?
Lulu's kind of distracted. I think she's like looking into her bag for like a different hat to wear.
Oh, okay. I don't want to interrupt her fashion sense. So,
Yeah. So that's what she's doing.
Bori.
She's putting on a different hat.
All right. So we're going to switch up the order a little bit here. Going to use the bonus action first and drop a healing word on myself.
Not a bad idea. So
All right,
you healed
that'll
for 6. Cool. Oh, that did it automatically that time.
yeah.
The last time it
'Cause
didn't.
I figured out how to do it. Well, the prayer of healing I didn't because it's one roll that applies to everyone.
Ah.
So, um, get me ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. And as my bonus action, we will point towards the ham, point at the polar bear, and go ham hammer. Oh, that was almost a 17.
The polar bear just looks at you and looks at the ham and really looks like he'd like to take a bite out of both of you.
It was
Punchy.
off balance from the chaos bolt.
Ah, that would explain it.
All right, I'm going to do at least one attack, probably up to 3, using my last keep. Actually, probably not. Okay, no, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do 1 punch.
Punch that bear. That's a hit.
Nice.
Punchy punches the bear on the nose, and now the polar bear, among his other wounds, has a bloody nose and a few more points of damage.
Now I'm going to spend my third and final key point to get Step of the Wind. I'm going to do a disengage action, and as a bonus action for my turn, I can do that disengage, but I haven't done my movement yet. And my jump distance is doubled for the turn. My jump distance is now 20 feet. So I am going to jump backwards 20 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet, and land on my feet.
Oh, the polar bear's like, cool moves, dude. Cadymus. I bet it has something to do with stabbitystabbity. That is a hit.
12 is a hit.
Yeah. It surprised me too.
That's a very large polar bear.
Indeed.
But he doesn't have great armor class.
Well, he's only wearing fur, not armor. So are you going to stabbity again? Yeah, I mean, he does present a very large target. That is also a hit. Oh, and the polar bear clutches his large furry paws to his large furry chest and goes and dies.
I just wanted a soda.
A polar bear was worth 450 XP, so you each get 90.
Okay, I would like to harvest all of the eyelashes that I can, and also skin him and take his skin.
I am totally making a sandwich out of the spiritual ham hammer.
Oh boy.
Dear.
Okay, so I'm trying to. How many eyelashes would a polar bear have?
Just roll like a a D20 or 2D20 or something like that.
I don't think, yeah, I'm thinking 2d20. Okay, so you now have 20 polar bear eyelashes. And let's see, how many sandwiches can you make from one polar bear? Is that like a D10, 1d10?
Oh no, from the spiritual weapon.
Oh, so you have one ham sandwich?
Are you kidding me? Of course I'm making a celestial ham sandwich.
It's like a honey baked ham, right? In terms of the size of ham.
Yeah,
It's all spiral cut.
yeah, and with gravy, yes, of course. There's the celestial ham sandwich covered in gravy. Yes, that is happening while you guys are doing all the trimming of eyelashes with delicacy. And for everyone else hanging around, we are also going to have whoopsie, that button. We're also going to have come on, mouse. Come on, mouse.
Mouse?
There. Yeah, my mouse was
7ale.
misclicking. We are getting a summon ale to go with there's enough for everyone. And the celestial ham sandwich covered in gravy.
Yeah, Cadymus and I would like to ask how much XP?
90 each, 450 for the polar bear.
Okay, thank you.
Kind of thinking I should have thrown another mephit into the mix. Okay, so I will tell you, I don't know who all has used spell slots, etc.
Wait, did I hear long rest?
Bori is slightly wounded. You can step into the log. That is actually a passageway to where you're going. You can hear Porcus going, step into the log, go towards the log, Bori. So that is
Step into the log.
It's faces of the log.
Alright, I would not mind a rest, but I am
would you like a short or a long rest? It is perfectly safe here, by the way.
I would not complain about a long rest and getting everything reset before we go into what we do.
Anybody
color?
object? Yeah. Anybody object to a long rest? Are you making Bori think?
No, long rest
yes, I'm going to before I call it a night, I'm going to try to do honor to this land by breaking out my bagpipe and playing a brief. So, like, in honor of...
I will give you each 25 bonus XP if you can actually find a snippet of bagpipe music and play over the stream.
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah, I don't care which one of you does it, but if we're gonna, if we're gonna be hearing bagpipe music, I think we should all hear bagpipe music.
Let's see if this works. Oh, wait, hold on. I know what we need.
Because it's getting colder up here, Lulu has changed out of her Santa hat into a woolen toque and a scarf.
We need...
How many of those icons do you have?
As many as Lulu needs.
I am hearing bagpipes.
Oh, see, I was just about to get the Star Wars theme on bagpipes.
Please, each of you take another 25 XP. I can't
Awesome.
not reward something like that.
Okay, I couldn't hear you. How much XP?
25 apiece for the bagpipes.
Except for me, because I made my own music.
No, that was a package deal. As long as somebody produced bagpipe sounds, you're all getting bagpipes. You're all getting XP.
I actually do have a CD of pipes and drums.
Oh, we're disappearing off the map. That means we actually have a map of what comes up next.
Ooh.
Ominous.
Dun dun dun.
Why is that not on here? Oh, that's why. Forgive the very poor quality of this drawing. I sketched it out on graph paper quickly, like, while I was watching Jerry's stream earlier, and took a picture of it with my cell phone and emailed it to myself. So you are
Hey,
standing...
you should have seen this.
Go ahead.
So you should have seen the superheroes map. It was done in paint while we were playing.
Oh, I've not thought of actually doing the map while playing before.
It was not efficient.
Bori, Cadymus still needs a color, by the way.
What is Bori looking at right this second? I guess since Cadymus is talking to me, I'm looking at Cadymus. So when he tells me to pick a color, he says, "Fox."
Oh, for a ham token.
Oh, a ham token. If you can do a golden celestial yellow, that would be beautiful.
Pea soup green.
No, it's green flame, not green ham.
Ha.
Green flame.
Green is always
Green
good.
ham.
Like green eggs
I
and
mean,
green
you know,
ham.
Oh, I knew that was coming out somewhere.
And split pea soup. So peas, so pea green would be fine.
My
We have a
chaos
tower.
bolt of poison did hit it.
I want to show something on the stream. It's something that Lord Silverhand just put in our Discord chat. Let me see if I can add a source here. The oldest edible piece of ham. That actually looks really, really gross. But just in case you were wondering what it looked like, now you know. I'm not even going to try to read that tag. I don't I don't want to know.
115-year-old ham that was once a man's pet ham.
He really loved that pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Anyway.
happened.
Yeah, I don't even... Oh, I had XSplit up, so I'm not sure if my voice came through, but that is the world's oldest edible piece of ham, courtesy of Lord Silverhand. Anyway, you emerge from the other end of the log, well rested and fed and ailed up and all that, and you find yourself... Maybe this is how you got onto that cliff in Sunless Citadel. I never did figure that out reading the storyline. But you are kind of at the top, very top of this cliff, and in front of you is a very, 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 very tall tower. You can sort of see the snowflakes swirling around it. You can just kind of see this. Like I said, this is a cell phone picture off a quick sketch on a piece of graph paper, so I don't know if you can see the tiny, tiny little windows. It is worth noting that these windows are extremely, extremely tiny. This will be relevant later. We probably won't get to the point where it's relevant tonight because we've only got 18 minutes left, but the windows are extremely tiny. Lulu might fit through them, but none of you will.
All right, so there's a door at the bottom. It looks like. A little
Yeah, that's
cube with
just
a
kind of a
door.
little entrance, and that leads into the bottom of the tower.
And of course, I'm sure I'm hearing Porcus saying, "Go into the cube."
And since I did not get around to drawing maps for the tower, I'm just going to use some ordinary old Fantasy Grounds battle maps. So, you know, the tower is round. The map is, let's figure they squared it off inside to make it easier to build things.
Dimensional architecture.
Exactly. I should have masked this, but oh well. Oh, I actually should put a grid on it though, shouldn't I? So hang on just a sec while I do that, even though it seems to have put you where you should be. Oh, okay, I did put a grid on it already. I don't remember doing I did not do that tonight. I must have done it before. Yay, it's already gridded. So I will tell you, since I did not get around to masking it before I put you on here, you can see the whole thing, right? Yes?
Yeah, I see all
Okay.
4 rooms.
Okay, so I will tell you that the stairs up to the next level are the ones on the eastern wall, the southernmost door on the eastern wall. We're going to assume that is the stairs to the next level.
So the eastern, the northern eastern one, or the southern eastern one
On the
is
eastern
the stairs.
wall, there's 2 doors along the eastern wall. The southernmost one is the stairs.
Okay. All right. Let's. I'm assuming I know this because there's a demon lord mumbling in my head to do that.
Yes, this is Porcus going, Bori, follow the eastern wall. There's a door, the southernmost door.
All right, we'll start heading on that way.
And it's just like the inside of a tower. Oh, and Bori steps in, and suddenly,
Dun dun
dun dun
dun.
dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
3 skeletons jump out, looking very menacing. And at this point, you should probably all roll for initiative. Also, I need to take a couple things off of here because I don't want them on here because I don't want you seeing them before you get there. Okay, yep. Oh, no, it's almost all of them. And this time, you see 3 skeletons, and this time, Lotte, you are up.
That's amazing.
It is.
I'm gonna go with my old dependable, ye oldie firebolt. Burn, burn, burn. I'm gonna aim for the farthest away.
Okay, that is skeleton number 3, and that is a
3.
hit.
Burn!
And the skeleton is lightly wounded.
Feel my fire!
That brings up Cadymus. And Cadymus goes stabbity, stabbity, stabbity at skeleton number 2. And the blade passes harmlessly through skeleton number 2's ribs. I think it passes through the gaps between his ribs and does nothing. However, he keeps on stabbiting and finally actually connects with one of the ribs, which makes a splintery sound, and the skeleton lets out a because now he's hurt. But he's a skeleton, so he's not bleeding, but you can tell his bones are looking a little worn around the edges.
Starting to look like chicken bones, little splintered.
So skeleton number 1 looks at Cadymus and is like, "You're hurting my friend, dude." So skeleton number 1, takes out his short sword and smacks Cadymus with it. And does a fair amount of damage. "That'll teach you to mess with my friend." Hugo.
That was what, Skelly 1?
Let's see. Skeleton number 2 is wounded. Skeleton number 1 just wounded Cadymus.
Yeah, look at
I'm
skeleton
trying to figure
number
out why
1.
skeleton... Oh, skeleton number 3 is also wounded. Skeleton number 2 is more heavily wounded.
Yeah, no, I look at skeleton number 1 and I say, "Pfft, I've made zombies more intelligent than you."
I'm trying to figure out why skeleton number 3 is wounded. Nobody's hit him yet. Skeleton's like, "Yeah, I'm not falling for that." Baby cracked ribs. Oh, right, duh. And skeleton number 1 is like, "Yeah, I know better. Whatever, dude." Got anything else, Hugo?
No.
That brings up skeleton number 2. And skeleton number 2 is looking at Bori, thinking, "This guy's bad." He takes out a short bow and fires at Bori, and he hits. And Bori has a bit of a scratch. Punchy.
Yeah.
Punchy lets loose a
25
battle cry and
and
charges into the fray.
with just a basic punch attack and then follow up with a bonus punch attack.
Punchity punch punchity. Punchy flails around wildly, and his tiny halfling fists somehow go right in between the skeleton's ribcage until they finally don't, and they actually connect, and the ribs start splintering, and skeleton number 2 collapses into a pile of bone dust and is no more.
Nice, that was perfect. That's exactly what Punchy wanted to have happen.
I had a feeling that was the case. Punchy, do you have another attack?
I do, but I can't reach anyone, so it's
Okay.
fine.
Well, okay, so in 5e, it's not just movement, so you can do partial movement attack, partial movement attack.
Yeah.
He already did move
Yeah.
25 feet, though, and I
No,
think...
but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Skeleton number 3 looks at Punchy, and it's like, "Not cool, dude. Not cool." Takes out his short bow, fires at Punchy. That's going to be a hit. And just, on a halfling, the wound looks a lot bigger, but it's really not much of a wound. It just looks bigger because it's on a halfling. Bori! You're up!
Alright. Alright, so I can't get to the skeleton that I want to get to, so I'm just going to step up to this one right here.
Don't turn them!
And then use my war hammer
Dun-dun-dun.
on skeleton number 1.
That is a hit. The war hammer smacks into the skeleton, and you watch as his ribs
Crunch.
and... Oops, I think I'm doing the wrong skeleton.
Finally hit something.
So are you gonna name your spiritual weapon Hammy?
And skeleton number 3 is pulverized and collapses.
Baconator.
Let's see, hold on. Before I finish that, is anyone really injured? Yeah, Cadymus is really hurt, but yeah, we'll wait till after the fight.
You've got one skelly left. Does Lulu have anything to say or whisper or anything like that?
Oh no.
Lulu's just admiring herself in her new hat.
She totally is.
Lottie!
I didn't even notice it.
Fie for shame!
That's brilliant.
Bori, I would like you to roll a d20 and you need at least a 15 or you take a point of damage from a cockroach bite because that offended Lottie deeply.
There's nothing she loves, like her hats.
Okay, Bori,
And
you
in
are
this
now
case,
wounded.
scarf.
Okay, point of cockroach damage to Bori. And it's Lottie's turn.
Well, burning does well, so I'm gonna burn.
Also, I just got to say point of cockroach damage to Bori, and that was
Yes,
really,
you did.
really
That's
super
getting
cool.
tweeted, by the way.
Cool. Excellent.
Is a 13 a hit?
That is a hit. That
Alright.
skelly gets
Pause for a
smacked
second
with some
while
fire.
I perform a dodge cat.
Since that is in real life, I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Bella in real life is trying to use Fantasy Grounds. Oh yeah!
Oh,
Kitty warmed it up.
yeah.
Kitty warmed up the dice.
The skeleton, I mean, he's still standing and sort of shambling, as skeletons are wont to do. But he's got a bunch, his bones are broken, they're burned, they're blackened. He is not I mean, considering he's undead, he's not looking healthy. Or maybe he is looking healthy, and since he's undead, that's not a good thing if you're him. He is not yet a mound. Let's see if Cadymus, can you turn him into a mound of bone dust?
Right, so you're asking the foxling to go up to the skeleton and see if he gets boned.
No comment. Cadymus goes stabbity, and somehow, again, his dagger or short sword goes in between the ribs until he stabbities again, and this time he hits the skeleton for 1 point of, for 4 points. It's a good thing you have that bonus on there, because instead of being a slightly more wounded skeleton, he is now, I don't know if you would call it a dead skeleton since he was already undead, but, he no longer exists. That is worth 30 points apiece.
I want to search the remains.
Search away, but you will find nothing.
Well, they had weapons.
Oh, wait, please tell me they're out of arrows so we can have another limp quiver.
Well, they each had a short bow and a short sword.
I'll take a short sword.
I have an idea now. Is there a quiver that the arrows were in for the short bow? This is worth it. It's worth it.
This is going to be something about a bone quiver, isn't it?
No, it's better than that.
Better than a bone quiver?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, one of them, I mean, most of them were just kind of, they've got bones, they just kind of, like, stick their arrows between their rib cage and pull them out as needed, but one of them actually, yes, did have a quiver.
Brilliant.
And Bori, I have assigned you a skeleton quiver, which you have filled with gravy.
He's quivering with
Say it.
Patient.
Excellent. Rocky Horror reference, take another 5 XP each. I did tell you the skeletons were worth a total of 150, so that's 30 each. Did I say that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I added it already.
Sorry, I did not. What was the XP? 30, you said?
30 for the skeletons, an extra 5 for the Rocky Horror reference.
Okay.
Assuming my math is correct, I currently have a total of 1,500.
I have 1540.
I have 1540 too. I mean, 1540 as well.
So does Cadymus.
Very well. I will adjust. Thank you.
Yep, if you don't have 1540, make that adjustment. You guys, oh yeah, you guys are getting very, very close to 4.
We also have a very irate Sir Cadymus.
Can we adjust ourselves in public?
On stream, no doubt.
Oh, I would be disappointed if you didn't. Okay, some of you are somewhat wounded. Actually, it is 11:59.
That's one thing. Before we finish up,
there's one more thing you need to see before we sign off for the night, because it's like an omen of things to come.
Well, I should say, at the end of the combat, I'm going to walk over and, as I clubbed Sir Cadymus upside the head with the gravy quiver, I used that to cast Cure Wounds on him and heal him for that much.
Okay, Cadymus is just barely wounded now. Let's see, Cadymus is down 2 hit points, Punchy's down 3, Bori's down 8.
I'm not so worried about me.
Yeah, none of you are really overly seriously wounded. So I do kind of want you to go ahead and proceed into the next room. Because suddenly you find yourselves facing
Baboons?
a horde of baboons. These are, I don't know how to make the tokens bigger. These are humongous freaking baboons. They should have a token at least as big as that polar bear's, but I didn't know how to do that. And they look at you and they wave their arms. And you notice that some of them, remember when you were in the potion shop and there was a basket of odd looking pink balls on the counter? You notice that some of them are carrying those weird looking pink balls. They are nothing dirty, but if you want to make innuendos about them, I would have no objection to that. So yes, there are baboons with pink balls. Let's leave it at that. And Go ahead.
There's a lot of monkeys holding their balls.
Cadymus is not looking at their balls. Okay, good to know.
Are they large balls?
I would say they're about 2 inches in diameter.
Are they slung low when they're being carried?
They're just carrying them in their hands.
I mean, you opened the door. You said make innuendos.
Yeah, I did. But just the balls, you'll find out what they're for. But not tonight, because it is actually midnight. So you're looking at these baboons who are easily 15 to 20 feet tall and probably weigh 500 to 600 pounds each. I don't know what they weigh in real life. I'm making up these numbers off the top of my head, but I want you to understand these baboons are huge. And they've got these like 8-inch long claws and these long sharp teeth. And they sort of go roar at you. But then they run right up the stairs out of sight. And that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
I think I'm okay with them running away.
See you soon, baboon. Yes. Bori, did you guys turn baboon? And nope, nope. They're not undead. They are very big and very scary looking. And they are covered in long, soft brown fur, which you think yeah, just kind of looks oddly familiar. And I'm wondering if any of you have made that connection yet, or whether you
Probably
will.
not.
Bori's not
Hi.
allowed to make connections.
No, this is yeah. That would hurt his little brain. So thank you everyone for watching and for playing Kobold Kindergarten. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be back the next Kobold Kindergarten 2 weeks from tonight. That would be Wednesday, the February 7th, 6th, I do believe.
Let's see what we got here.
Yep, February 6th.
February 6th, Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/DDO_even. Next time DDO_even will be live will be Saturday night at 8 p.m. for Gaming with Fresh. Probably going to be playing some Minecraft.
Wait. I thought we switched to the second and fourth Wednesdays.
Oh, right, second and fourth. So it's actually, yeah, we have 3 weeks off instead of 2. So it's actually, yeah, it's going to be February 13th. Lucky number 13.
I mean, I'm not complaining if we want to do the 6th.
No, I'm good with the 13th because I would like to get some much better art. I will show you. I actually called it a gorilla, but there aren't gorillas in the monster manual.
I'm just gonna ask if there's any mist around here.
Oh, and Silver has a spiritual ham in Discord.
Oh, let's get a look at this. Okay, let's get this on XSplit.
It's the ham and hammer time.
Yeah, if he emails that over to you, you can drop it in your token for the campaign, and then you will have it available.
So there we have it, a ham token. And this, so yeah, this gorilla, he's actually a, they were supposed to be gorillas, but I had to go with baboons. But yeah, Miss Fresh Sands, before I finished putting hair on him, he basically looked like Pennywise and Ronald McDonald had a baby and somebody snatched the clown wig off its head. Luckily the fur makes him look a little bit more like a gorilla or baboon. But he was scary in Fresh Sands. So yes, Kobold Kindergarten, Wednesday, February 13th, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, right here. I will be back here on Saturday at 8 with Fresh Sands, probably playing Minecraft. And of course, DDO even plays Streaming with Even on Sunday night, 11 p.m. on twitch.tv/DDO stream, which follows also on twitch.tv/DDO stream at 7 p.m. Eastern. The probable conclusion of To Rescue Saba Jade for D&D night on DDO stream. So if you enjoyed watching Fantasy Grounds on here, you'll definitely want to show up for that. DM'd by Evil Beaker. I am playing the Ditzy Bard, Calliope Kazoo. It'll be a lot of fun. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. Hope you all had fun. Have a great night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.
I actually waved.